like when I've like sort of looked like in my research, you have done a lot of work in sort of media
Yeah.
before this. Like, yeah, like so, like gone from being a sports writer to a writer. The list sort of goes on. So, like, what made you sort of like, oh, you know what, this isn't kind of the path I want to be on?
Well, going back to earlier, like I said, just by nature, I'm very administrative, and
Mm,
so I went to school for radio initially, and so I was in radio. I was on air. This is pre when everything was digital. So
like, digital, what? I was like, flip that switch, turn that dial. Come on now. It's like,
Man, I remember working the board doing the levels, man. Like when we're going to segues, and so like now it was just like now it's just like the touch of a button I hear. It's
like kind like it, like I'm gonna sort of take a quick detour because like that must be kind of trippy for you, right? Because what you like when you learned what you learned or you getting your skills together,
hmm
you'd sit in front of you'd sit in front of a desk which would cost tens of thousands of
yeah,
dollars to get like to broadcast this and get all the sounds right. And now, look, I've got myself a Rodecaster Pro, and like it can
yeah,
literally do everything that board does,
man.
and something which just, you know what I mean, sits
Yes,
quite neatly on the desk. It's like, yeah,
man. I'm like, I went to school for this. They taught us this. Literally, I would be sitting in this, like you said, a huge board in
mm,
front of me with all these different switches and stuff like that, different channels, and literally 2 years after I had graduated, digital started coming in, and so I'm now transitioning to television as a producer, and so when I've always had radio in my heart and stuff like that, and I was like, I
mm.
always want to be on radio. When I went to try to apply for like a radio station, different things like that, I'm seeing the new stuff they got. I'm like, I don't know this stuff, you know. I was like, I just graduated from all of this. I was just on the radio for 2 years. What's going on?
Oh man. Oh, that must have been like okay, okay. They didn't tell me about technology moving on in school. And I was like
No,
going, yeah, this digital revolution.
crazy.
Yeah, can I have a refund, please? No.
I know, right?
Like,
So it's just so mind-boggling how fast it happened.
mm,
Like my generation, whoever was in radio during the time my time or even before my time, like just to see how fast it happened,
yeah,
it's crazy. Um, and so anyway, I went to school for that, and then I transitioned. I went to school to finish my degree to get my bachelor's in radio and television. I
yeah.
was a producer during that switch for a news station, and I fell in love. Like I found my car, and I was like producing and producing a news station. We were going live, like no pre-production, no post-production. We were going live at 5 p.m. And so, as the producer, your role is to work with all the anchors, work with the journalists, work with the news writers, work with the graphic people, and you put the show together before it comes to place.
Yeah.
And 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 then you hand it off to the director. And so before everybody's in place, 5 o'clock is approaching. I'm going into the room with the director and then the tech team, and we're looking at all these screens. And the director is going off of what I produced the entire show, the entire thing. And like graphic here,
Yeah.
anchor says this, anchor one this. And I found out that I really loved producing. Like it was just a knack. I had a knack for it. I had a knack for like starting things and building something and seeing it happen live. I was like, this is awesomeness. Come after a year and a half of doing that, I was like, man, I got tired of doing the news thing because we had our marching orders from because we were affiliate of CNN, I believe it was, and others. And so you only can use the things that come on the news wire. Um, and I didn't like that. I liked, I wanted to like do my own thing. And your newscasters, your journalists can go out and get local stories, but it had to be like one or two.
Yeah. Oh, it's like, okay, there was that cat crossing the road, which
I
was,
know, right?
and yeah, there's Mrs. Jenkins and her pie competition.
Yeah, I know, right?
Those are the two stories you go with.
Yeah.
But what about corruption in CEO? No.
I know, right? I'm like, oh, look at this news wire that's coming down. This looks like really, really important thing. No, no,
Yeah.
no, we're not good. I'm like, ah.